Did y'all like this episode? This episode just showed me that Marsau and Tisha are scripted, right? That entire last scene with Marsau and Tisha, that I don't know how to answer that for you. That was scripted. It looked scripted. It felt scripted. It looked like Tisha was even at points trying to remember her lines, but whatever. Let's go. Let's roll with it, okay? Love and Marriage Huntsville season 6, episode 31, Family, Fidelity, and Fish Fries. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are gathered here to talk about this finale. We are finally at the finale. 31 hours later. 31 TV weeks later, we are at the finale of season 6. If you're brand new to the channel, or if you are coming back from last week or the week before or the week before that and you have not yet subscribed, I hope this is the video that changes your mind and convinces you to join the Tamily over here. As always, if you enjoyed the video, thumbs it up. If you can handle me responding in the comments, because I like to respond to my comments. If you're not going to take that personal and have a meltdown if I respond, go ahead and leave some comments down below. All right, let's talk about this, y'all. So the episode starts off with Stormy and Courtney. So she is telling Courtney that she wants to fix her mom and her aunt's relationships. She feels that after seeing everything that happened in Houston, that their relationship is repairable. What did you see in Houston that led you to believe that you can fix your mom and your aunt's relationship? Nothing was fixed in Houston. Absolutely nothing was fixed in Houston. Stormy was there, right? Wasn't Stormy there during the episode that we watched? But okay, girl. So she wants to host a family fish fry. Courtney flat out said he's not going. I guess. I don't understand why Courtney wouldn't go. It seems like Courtney just, I don't know. I don't know. It seems like Courtney don't really want to be on the show. Courtney doesn't seem like he likes the mess of it all. So she was just like, okay, cool. We get Melody going over to Nell's back to school, like school supply drive. They're filling backpacks. I did that this year at work as a volunteer. As a volunteer. God, why can't I think of the word? Initiative? Opportunity. We volunteered and we filled some backpacks at my job. So it's something that Nell does every year, she said, by her having a daycare. Here's the thing though, if you have known Nell for all these years, why don't you know that she does this? I feel like sometimes on reality TV, they have to want to make things make sense, and they don't. They just be saying anything. So Melody tells Nell that she thinks that they did a great job or a good job with the Houston trip. She said that it was way more peaceful than Vegas, which we remember was a shit show, and way more peaceful than Gatlinburg, which I don't think was too crazy, but it certainly wasn't peaceful. She then lets them know that Martel reached out to her and wants to meet up with her, and they were asking for what, and she says she don't know. So that is goodbye to Nell and Fletcher for season 6, because we didn't even get a final whatever from them. Let's get to the fish fry. So it starts off with Stormy trying to get her aunt and her mom to connect and to talk. They go over to the side. It starts raining. Stormy starts quoting Kirk Frank. Was that Kirk Frank? Is that a Kirk Franklin song? The rain is here, the atmosphere, whatever. I can't even think of the name of the song, but I feel like it's a Kirk Franklin song right now. So she quotes that she thinks the rain is a sign. What sign is rain? Of new beginnings, of growth? I don't know what sign she thought that was from God, but hey, it worked, because when we get up the street to the life center and they're sitting outside talking, we find out that Stormy's mom wants more time with her sister. She wants one weekend from her sister to come and, I guess, watch the grandmother who lives with Stormy's mom. That's what I'm getting from it. Stormy's aunt is saying that, or Aunt Lisa is saying that her husband typically works. So when her husband is home for a weekend, she wants to spend time with him. But I feel like every month has 4 weekends though. So I don't really understand or get the disconnect that's happening. Like Stormy's mom wants time to do husband thing, to do adult things with her husband. So like, is she asking for her sister to come help out? But then the aunt is saying that she's the only one of the siblings that actually works. Stormy, get your family together and off of TV, because none of this made sense. Like, literally, it's a joke, literally. None of this made sense though. So we get to Stormy's aunt agreeing to 1 weekend a month, but then they try to do a big family hug. She don't want to hug. They not getting along. They not getting along. I think that they were just like, could y'all please, for the sake of the scene, get along, but they don't. So we get Melody and Martel. This was, I guess, the draw for the episode, okay? So they get to some place. He pays for her tea, the $4.90. I mean, why didn't he just wait to order? I don't know. And this is not me nitpicking. This is just, if I'm meeting somebody somewhere to get drinks, I've met people at Starbucks. I've met people like at bars and stuff like that. When I am waiting for somebody, I don't get my drink. But nonetheless, he pays for her drink. She makes it awkward. He then has flowers waiting at the table. She's like, who are these flowers for? He said, they're for you. Melody said it's inappropriate because aren't you dating Sheree? And he said no. Sheree's not his friend girl anymore. I don't know what this time frame correlates to with Housewives of Atlanta, but Melody said, well, I'm dating, so it is inappropriate. She tells him, why don't you just give the flowers to the kids? Martell apologizes for not making her feel protected. He said that, he talked to Chris Fletcher and found that out. Melody's making these faces, and it's like, Martell, let this be the last time that we have this conversation. Now, we know that the show has been renewed. The show is coming back. No one's going to be fired. I'll still recap it. The show doesn't get on my nerves that much that I don't want to recap it anymore. But it's like, how many times are we going to have this conversation? Why in your 14 15 years that they were married, why don't you know that your wife did not feel protected in that marriage? While you were cheating on her for 5 of those years? So he said that he thinks that things have gotten better and that their co-parenting has gotten better. And it's like, you can tell that Martell is there on bullshit because he couldn't even keep a straight face. Martell damn near laughs through this entire thing. So he wants them to stay in a really good place. Melody said that she thinks that this is one of the most gaslighting experiences that she's been in. She said, we do not talk, Martell. We text when it pertains to the kids. And even some of those times when he texts her about the kids, when it is not necessary, it's an unnecessary text, she does not even respond. He wants them to stay in a place of peace. She said that we aren't and we won't ever get to one. Now, during this time, if I recall, this is when Martell did the revenge porn against her. This is kind of right after the whole custody situation. This is when Martell has gotten online and called this lady everything but a child of God. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't understand what Martell qualifies as peace. I don't understand what Martell thinks is a good place. You know what I mean? Is it me? But it's like, Martell can't be this dumb. He just can't. So he said that he's been waving a white flag, and she's like, no, you haven't. You've been waving a red flag because you try to wave the white flag and then you're doing things behind the scenes. So here's the thing. Melody said that Martell has allowed people and allowed others to attack her. She's talking about Ariane, right? We know that Ariane gets online and when she be drunk in her kitchen, because she likes to film in her kitchen, when she's drunk in her kitchen and she's live on Instagram, she goes through all these emotions where she begins having verbal attacks on Melody, right? There have been verbal attacks on Melody from everyone from content creators to commenters to Twitter users to Facebook users to Instagram users. Like, she's been attacked, and a lot of this stuff has been regurgitation from what Martell has said, whether it's true or a lie. Martell, while smiling, said that he can't do nothing about that. You know, they ain't got nothing to do with him. He's not the one saying it. Melody feels that Martell is putting the battery in people's back, and a lot of it is stuff that he has said. She brings up him calling her a hoe and a bitch. Martell is then like smirking and laughing, saying he didn't do anything. I don't know how Melody sits through these conversations with him. I wouldn't have even agreed to meet with him, to be real. But, you know, we got that contract. We signed on that dotted line for the show, so we got to keep it going. Martell then said that he's sorry because he didn't know what he did would destroy his family. And this is when I had to literally pause my TV and say, nigga, what? You don't think that you cheating on your wife for 5 years during the pandemic, a pandemic where we didn't know what was going on. We were ushered out of work, sent home. We were like, restaurants were closed, stores were closing, things were closed, people lost their jobs, people were dying. I had family members in the ICU from the pandemic. I had family members pass away from it. People got sick. Things happened. While all of this is going on, we thought the world was ending. We had no idea you were leaving the house, putting your children in danger, your small children, to go cheat on your wife, and from which a child was produced, and you didn't think that that would destroy your family? Martell can't be this dumb. He can't. He can't. Like, it's not possible for somebody to be this damn stupid. So he then said that he now regrets it from the depth of his heart, from his soul. Imagine how your son feels. What's that baby's name? Is it Maverick or is it Knox? I feel like they call him both. Like, wasn't him and Ariane fighting over what the baby's name was? Imagine how your son is going to feel 10 years from now when he's, 13, 14 years old, however old the boy is now. Imagine how he's going to feel when he's old enough to watch this. And it's on Netflix or some other whatever Carlos King has going on by then, and he's able to watch this, and he finds out that you regret him. We got to be careful with our words. So he said that he wants to move past this, and he wonders why Melody can't just forgive him. Here's the thing. Melody doesn't have to forgive you. Melody just has to move on and co-parent, right? I don't think she has to forgive him. If she does, she has to forgive him for herself so she can get that weight lifted off of her. Melody is still very much affected by this, whether she wants to admit it or not. She is still very much affected by this, as anybody would be. Your husband of X amount of years cheated on you and produced a child, and has now turned around on you even more and turned on you even more to where he's trying to take your kids away while calling you a bitch and a hoe, now claiming that you cheated on him, saying that you were doing all of this, saying that he made you, disrespecting your name, saying that your last name don't mean shit, doing all this extra while threatening revenge porn on you and still parading around with the woman that he cheated on you with. He wants her to move past it, though. Move past it. Get over it. Martell is weird. Like, when Rox, shout out to Rox, when Rox be saying Martell is stupid, Martell is stupid. Like, what? I guess, y'all. So, He loves saying that, well, I'm the father of your four children. You didn't care about that, though, Martell, when you were sleeping with Ariane. I don't know why he keeps saying that. I don't. Like, that is his claim to fame. I'm the father of her kids. I'm the father of her kids. I'm the father of her four kids. You didn't give a damn about them four kids when you were out cheating on your wife. So don't use that as like your claim to fame now. Like, that's not a soft spot with Melody anymore. She takes care of her kids. She don't need you to take care of the kids. So Melody asks him, why is he wearing the ring that she bought him in 2008? He said, well, why are you wearing a ring I bought you in 2010? And she was like, you didn't buy me this ring, Martell. I bought this ring last year. And see, this is why this is why I don't know how anybody takes Martell serious. It was clear that Martell was lying. It was very clear that Martell was lying about buying her that ring. This man is such a narcissist that anytime somebody points out the stuff that he's doing, the gaslighting, the manipulation, the narcissistic behavior, he turns it around and like just lies for no reason. For literally, what reason do you have to lie about the ring? I guess. So he said that he's wearing it to manifest because he wants to be married again. I said, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Melody was over it. He then goes on to say that their marriage was not all bad. She said, not the way that you were acting. Let you tell it was. So now Martell is starting to feel even dumber, right? Starting to feel even stupider, even more stupid. So she said, well, I'm going to let you go because I have to leave for a flight. He takes offense to that for whatever reason. He's offended by that. He has the kids this week, so why do you care what she's doing? So he says she's being difficult. She said, go on and give the kids the flowers. Tell them they're from me. He said, why don't you send them some stuff sometimes? Why don't you send them some flowers? She said, oh, I send them lots of things when they're with you. Remember I had to send them food when they were with you? So Martell is now embarrassed and said, why are you trying to make me look bad? Martell, you make yourself look bad. If you would stop lying and stop trying to play in this woman's face, she wouldn't have to come back at you with the hard truths. I don't think Martell is broke, right? I do think that Martell is probably living above his means, trying to maintain the same lifestyle that he had when he was with Melody. I do. But you know why? Because two incomes are always going to be better than one. So she leaves and goes about her day. It was a pointless scene. It, like I said, this episode just seemed like they were like, we got to film some final scenes so that we can get everybody like in this episode. It was weird. So we get to Maurice and Kimmy. They're having a date night at a hotel. It's the same hotel. Kimmy's at the same room that Maurice brought her. I think it was the episode when he told her he was finally going to take her on a honeymoon. So she plans this date night to thank him for being there for her during cancer because he didn't sign up for that. You know what you didn't sign up for, Kimmy? You know what you didn't sign up for, babe? You didn't sign up to have to lay and suffer through sex because your husband is an overgrown teenager who can't control his hormones. The audacity. What's wrong, Kim? Like this entire scene just irritated me. You are thanking this man for what exactly? She then tells him that, she's been trying to do things to get her libido going, which included taking boudoir pictures. So she shows it to him. She gives him a picture. He wants to put it in his office like a creep. He then stands up and drew some abs on himself. They're going to go have sex. They kick the camera crew out of the room. Final scene was Tisha and Marsau. So Tisha wants to know when the house will be done. It looks good so far. The whatever Marsau got going in that kitchen looks nice because that they're in the rental house. Well, Tisha is living in the apartment while they renovate the rental house before they build Scott Manor because they moved out of the other house. Something's not right about that story, but whatever. So Marceau said, well, think, when do you want it to be done by? Tisha wants everybody back in the house before the kids start school, probably on the bus line, right? So Tisha said the lease is up at the apartment. Marceau was like, no, the lease is never up. Yes, it is, unless you extend it. Tisha then said no because I got the email saying that you asked for an extension. Marceau was like, right, so the lease is not up. Marceau said Scott is busy. They're working on a hotel. They're building another hotel. They're doing this. They're doing that. They're doing the other. Scott is busy. Tisha then said that, that she was supposed to get her office. She wants her office. She's whining. She's yelling. She wants her office done. Marceau leans forward and whispers, this is kind of turning me on right now. Tisha's pissed because I'm trying to be serious. I'm trying to really talk to you about something, and you trying to, you being funny, you doing jokes. Tisha, he's always done this to you. Marceau has literally always done this. Always done this. So the fact that you are even like getting upset about this right now is kind of redundant. So she then tells him that her feelings were hurt in Houston about the whole pregnancy thing. She says she looks at their relationship differently now because he does not trust her. She said, if we have trust, we have nothing. How are we going to move forward? I said, oh, so now y'all just saying stuff just to be saying stuff. This entire situation was scripted, but let's talk about it anyways. Marceau then asked if she ever stepped out. She said, I can't answer that for you, which was, her parroting back what he said before when the big back hotel picture came out. She said, he said that might be a bad decision to not answer that question. She said that, she can't answer this for him. And he tells her that she has now set the rules on how to play the game. She walks out with her back sweating in that jean little outfit. It be so hot on these shows in the South. She's sweating through that jean. Tisha's back was sweating. So she kind of just walks out, and Martel pulls out his phone and gets to texting about how he's going to call somebody back, whatever the case. Looks like at the reunion, they're setting it up to make it seem like Tisha's coming out swinging. Who cares? Because Tisha waits until the reunion to say a lot of this stuff, and then she turns around and does nothing moving forward throughout the rest of the show. But let me know what you guys thought about this, like, very disjointed, kind of thrown together episode. Hop in the comment section, thumbs up the video if you enjoy it, subscribe if you haven't, and I will talk to you guys next year. Have a happy and safe next year, and here's to a prosperous 2024. Peace.